with 85th and Wave. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to do a quick review of my Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge entries that was submitted March 9th, so yesterday, 2022, for the Instagram challenge hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day, hosted by Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff and T from Crumpets Tea and Sewing. And so I actually was able to make some pans. However, there was a tank top that Alex over at Masson Sews, I believe that's the name of her channel, had talked about. And I really liked the way that looked. And so when I went to Joann's, there was some fabric that was on clearance, and then they had like an additional sale or something, and so it was very, very economical to grab. So I grabbed the pants material or fabric, and then I went and searched for some fabric for the tank top, and actually found something that was pretty spot on in terms of matching. So I'll start with the tank top, which is the Bluma tank by Paradise Patterns. And this pattern is very, very easy. Beginner, even if it's like your first or second garment that you're making, I think would not have any troubles whatsoever with this tank top. And so the tank top is a front, a back, and then you have your arm and neck bands. So just 4 pattern pieces and 5 items or pieces to put together, because obviously you have 2 armholes. So there's 2 armholes, a neck hole, or neck band I should say, 2 arm bands, a front and a back. This fabric is so soft. It's Joann's double brush poly spandex. I've done a couple of items. I think my last one was the yellow buttercup yellow. I did for the yellow dress that I did a couple of months ago. And then this one here, just really, really, really soft material. So if you have the opportunity to pick some up, I encourage you to do so. So with this tank, again, a very simple garment to put together. The instructions were very easy. This was one that I was able to get off the internet. I don't believe she has any printed patterns. So this is just in PDF form. I think there was like maybe 14 pages or something like that to tape together. So not very extensive in terms of time to, you know, print it out and tape it together and cut out the actual pattern pieces. And there's actually a few other patterns that I saw on her site that I'm interested in picking up. So I will do that over the course of the next couple of months. But I did want to start with this one as Alex had recommended in one of her videos. Anyway, very nice top. It fits well. I think the only thing that I will have to modify in some way is that, and I don't think you can see it on the pictures, but here the arm band kind of sticks out a little bit on the side. So I don't know if that means grade down or a small bust adjustment, or maybe just taking in the arm bands, making that smaller so it'll gather that up here at the bottom of the armband. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to do some research for that, or if you have a solution for that, put it in the comments for me. But other than that, it fits really well. I really, really like the thickness of this, or the width I should say, of the neckband and the arm bands. It just gives a very retail look. In terms of the tank top, it fits well. It's not too tight, but it is form fitting. And then on the bottom here, I just did a twin needle hem, and I actually looked at some of my retail camisoles to see what finish they use, and I forget what she has listed in the pattern, but it I did do the twin needle hem here at the bottom. I believe she also suggested doing a twin needle stitch around the armbands as well as the neckband. I started that, but I was getting some tunneling here in the back, and so I decided not to continue with that. I may or may not do that. I mean, I like the way it fits and looks without it. So I don't know. I'm still up in the air about maybe unpicking this and twin needling around the arms and the neckband. But for when I wore it yesterday for the pictures, I was fine with it as it is now. So of course, I'll put all of that information in the box here for you to grab one of those or to check out this pattern, and then to check out some of her other patterns as well. So that was the Bluma tank top by Paradise Patterns. So the second item are the pants. Now, the pants is Butterick 6750. And I'll have to admit, this probably isn't the fabric that they suggest on the envelope, because as you see, the pants that the models are wearing look extremely flowy and breezy. And as I mentioned, this is actually a drapery fabric, so very heavy and more structured. However, it was on sale. It was in their clearance section. It was $9 a yard, and then I think it was 50% off of that. So then that brought it down to $4.50. And they had a 10% off everything inflation type sale or something. So it may have had an additional 10% off of that. But at $4.50 a yard, I am okay with not even having an additional 10% off. But this fabric here, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Saw the price, like, that's really cool. And then realized, yeah, it's 50% off that. Like, this is awesome fabric. So this fabric here is, for the love of me, I can't tell if it's blue, like a deep navy blue, or black. Because depending on the lighting, you know, sometimes it looks blue, sometimes it looks black. I think it's black. And I wanted to keep it light, obviously, because we're in spring and summertime. So I went with a very light, but not cream or ivory tank top, so I could wear it now just for picture's sake. But I will say that with this material being as heavy as it is, and even though, you know, you have the bone light or whatever you want to call that, and maybe a old gold, which I think the tank top and these stripes are, I could see wearing this in the fall, like, you know, early to mid fall. Depending on what climate you're in, you know, your fall may still be sunny and bright, or even your winter, and you could probably get away with wearing this all year round. But I think they came out very nice. So as far as pattern pieces, I believe there's 5 pattern pieces for this. And so you have your front cut twice, your back cut twice, you have a pocket and a pocket facing, and then you have a waistband. And now I don't know, because it didn't show in the models, that, you know, this waistband is supposed to be as short as it is. It just seems rather short. But, you know, it fits fine. That just seemed like pretty miniature compared to the pants and the volume of them. But they worked out. I will say that for this pattern, they don't give you an elastic guide. They're just like, you know, put some elastic around you and see what feels comfortable, which I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, that could work too. I did that. However, it wasn't as snug as I would have liked, because actually with the pictures, they were kind of moving around on me a little bit. So I had to be strategic in how I stood to snap those pictures. So I did go back in and take off just a little bit, which when I tried them on again, I probably could have taken off another ½ inch or so, even up to an inch. Just, I don't know, so I can make sure, I just want to feel secure that they're not just going to be moving all around as I'm wearing them. But all in all, the pattern was very, very easy. Now, as far as the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge, the reason why I used these pants was not necessarily because I'm using drapery and I could match somebody's living room or couch pillow somewhere, was because these pants actually, I think it was view C, either view C or D, where they have the split up the side. And the split goes fairly, I mean, like, okay, my arm can't reach, but here's the bottom of the pants, and the split goes pretty far up the bottom of, or pretty much pretty far up the leg of the pants. Now, obviously, if you're not into that, you could just do the other view, or you could reduce how far up, or increase how far down you want your pants to connect to alter the size of that slit. Being my first time using this pattern, I wanted to do everything just the way they had instructed, and I am really liking the pants. Now, I will say that, they look pretty big in the pictures, and they are very long. Like, I had on some heels, or what I consider heels. They're not like stilettos or anything, but I had on some heels in that, and they were still kind of swiping the ground there. So I say when, not if, but when I make these again, I'll probably shave off maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches off of the pants, and then obviously use a material that's more lightweight, so I can have more of a flow and breezy look to go with them. But all in all, I really like the pants. Instructions were very good in terms of, I would think, someone fairly new to sewing wouldn't have any issues with going step by step with the pattern. They also give you, like most of the time they do, tips in terms of, the glossary and things to consider as you're sewing them up. But all in all, I really do like the pants. Let's see. I don't think there was anything other, outside of that I would comment about the pants. And, I think they did look like they do on the models, given the material that I made. The one thing I will say, though, is that I wanted to take some side shots, however, with my leg kicked up. And I took a couple, and when I looked at the front of the pants, I mean, it was so bubbly. I'm like, okay, you can fit somebody else inside these pants. So I don't know if that means I need to do a, what is it called? Like a crotch adjustment, or, like shaving some off, or I don't know. But it just seemed like there's a whole lot of extra material here in the front of it. I think the back seemed okay, but it was just a lot happening right here at the stomach area. So I'm probably going to need to figure out how to do that. And even if I unstitch all of this and try it over again at $4.50 a yard, I'm willing to put in the work. And if I mess them up, it's fine. I could even perhaps recycle these somehow into something else. But I really do like the pants. I like the pants and the tank together. I like the split, even though I don't normally wear anything like that. I do like how that came out. And like I said, when I make the pants again, I'll probably do the split or the slit again in the pants. The facing for the pocket and all that was, again, no issues whatsoever putting that together. And actually, I did pretty good with the side seams. Now, I like that the pants, or the pattern of this fabric, has both wide and thin stripes, and that they're, nicely spaced out, in that you can't really even tell where the seam is, but I did a pretty good job, like on this side and this side of where I had laid the material out to be sewn, that it came out balanced. So I'm like, okay, I guess if I don't try, I do a better job than if I do try. So that came out very well. So all in all, I would recommend this pattern. It was in the drawers, I believe. Yeah, I did pick this up in the drawer, so you should still see some kind of hanging out there. Not sure if it's still in the book or not. The Bluma top, it is online. There is a code, I believe, for you to get it free. I think if you sign up for her newsletter, it's a free pattern, or it's, a nominal fee on her website if you wanted to pick that up. And okay, so the dress that I'm wearing, because I started doing this last episode, I want to try to keep going with this, is actually Simplicity 8595. I made this back in 2021. I think it was like the first or second dress that I actually made for myself. And again, another easy. I'm all about the easy. Everything is easy for me. So all about the easy patterns, or the simple patterns, I should say. I believe there's just 3 pattern pieces, maybe 4. If this isn't a turn, I think this might be a turn under neck. But the front on the fold, the back on the fold, you have the sleeves, and then maybe you have a neckband. So between 3 or 4. And there's obviously a number of different views that you can get out of this pattern. So I just chose this one as a start to see. I think it fits pretty well. I will be making another one of these. I just have to find the right material. This was like, you know, one of those bundles from Walmart. 3 yards for $8, or, you know, 2 yards for $4 or something like that. So again, it was practice, all about the practice in 2021. So, but I do like the way this dress fits. I believe it was a size large that I made, and I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I like the way the top, the waist, and the hips fit. I believe, yeah, I didn't do anything to, I don't think, to like change or alter the length. So I just cut it straight out the package. Now my sleeves here, as you see, I can probably do a little better with, this is supposed to be a narrow hem, but because of the material, I just turned it over once and kind of stitched it down that way. But you know, it's a house dress. Like I don't wear this outside, so it's just, you know, something to wear around the house, and for that reason, it worked out. Anyway, that's all I have for the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge review of the patterns that I used. I am dedicating this episode to Alex from a Masson Sews or Masson Lifestyle. I'll put it up. Forgive me for not having the correct YouTube channel name, but it was because of her that I was able to be exposed to the tank pattern. And when I went to the site and was able to download it and sew it up, and had no problems with it, I was really excited for that. So thank you for introducing me to that pattern. She does do a lot of pattern reviews. The last couple episodes have been, you know, things to wear for summer, and even for the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge, garments that you could have put together for that challenge as well. So lots of information over there. Encourage you to go and check her out. Well, that'll do it for me. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you walking through life with me on this sewing journey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.